Hi. Hi, everyone. Good day. And before we start, let's do a check-in. We will be talking about emotional awareness. So let's be aware with our emotion and would love to invite you to go ahead and connect with yourself. Just close your eyes and just ask yourself, what's the emotion that I am feeling right now? Hmm. Could be a word, it could be a phrase. And go ahead, type down on the chat box. What are you feeling? What's the emotion that's on top or on the surface for you? Wow, feeling happy. Awesome. Suspicious of life's dangers. Curious about that. All right. So thank you so much for sharing the emotion that's on top, that's on the surface. So let's talk about emotional awareness. So there are actually five characteristics, okay, of emotional intelligence, and one of which is what we will be talking about. That's the first level. The first level is knowing your emotions or having the awareness of your emotions. And after having the awareness of the surface level, on the surface level, the next part is for you to manage your emotions, having the specific tools and having the actions, aligned actions, in order for you to work on or observe, witness your emotions. One tool for us to really manage our emotions is through mindfulness. And number three is motivating ourselves. So once we have awareness, we can manage our emotions. Now we can go to the next level, which is self mastery, and we can tap into our creativity and our goals. So, unless we become aware of our emotions, then that's the time that we can move forward to having different tools and to creating our, say, passion or our dreams, our aspirations. And once we once we master creation, once we master ourselves, we go up to another level, and that's actually going beyond ourselves. Okay? So the reason why we want to be aware with our feelings, to have the tools to work with our feelings, and to achieve our goals, whatever our goals be, health wise, business wise, mindset wise, is for number four, right? And leading to number five is because we want to have relationships, we want to handle our relationships. So practically it starts from the inside, going outside, to building relationships, and even going beyond, building community and building the world. So those are the five characteristics of EI, or emotional intelligence. Particularly for this session, we will be talking about the first level, which is knowing our emotions. So it's like building a foundation, having that really strong foundation of recognizing, what am I feeling? What emotion is in my surface or in my space? Why do we need emotional awareness? We need emotional awareness for different reasons, and one of which would be organizing groups. So when we are emotionally aware, we can connect with other people and we can create different communities. And aside from that, the next one is for us to negotiate solutions. This means we can communicate well, we can resolve disagreements, and we accept disagreements, and we can work through and we can work around solutions right? We can go past beyond disagreements. Without emotional awareness, we may have difficulty with negotiations. We may have difficulty with coming up with a particular mm, solution, and we may focus on the problem than what's the thing that could resolve the problem. Okay, because what we put in our relationships are, remember, always our baggages. It's always our trauma, our personal dynamics. So if you're someone who feels like you're having difficulty letting yourself be known, expressing your emotions, managing your emotions, or even recognizing other people's emotions, then that means that that's internal, and you have to work on the foundation, which is the first level, emotional awareness. Number three is we need personal connection. It builds our relationship. We get to know other people well. And lastly is we go for social analysis. So aside from you connecting to like an intimate or personal relationship, it again boils down to going outside yourself, really knowing your mission, your purpose, what before you can go up to that really high level of really knowing your purpose and your mission, we really ought to have emotional awareness. So that's the importance of that. Now, I let's check. Here's an emotional awareness tool that you can try and do for yourself. Okay. So I can also send this to you later on. Okay. There. So when we say, let's check if you are aware of your emotions. So this is a checklist. This is the emotion awareness checklist. So we can let's check if we are aware of our emotions. So just see which part of emotion awareness criteria you need to work on more. So let's start. um you can have your journal with you, and you can have a pen and a paper, or you can have a notepad with you, or you can answer in your system. Okay, so let's start. For recognizing emotions, do you do you usually identify when you're feeling a strong emotion? Okay. Next, I am aware of my emotions throughout the day, not just during intense emotions. Next, I can distinguish between different emotions, say anger versus frustration. Next, I notice physical signs of my emotions, tense muscles, racing heart. Next one, I can identify triggers that cause specific emotions in me. Okay, so what's your score? Okay, so total them out of 5. Next, understanding emotion. I understand why I'm feeling a particular emotion. I recognize the impact of my emotions on my thoughts and behavior. I can trace my emotions back to specific events or interactions. I understand how my past experiences influence my current emotional responses. I am aware of how different emotions affect my decision making. Expressing emotions, I feel comfortable sharing my emotions with others. Next, I can express my emotions in a healthy and constructive manner. Next one, I use I statements to communicate my feelings. Next, I am able to express my emotions without blaming or criticizing others. Next, I can express both positive and negative emotions appropriately. Next, managing emotions. I have strategies for calming myself when I am upset. I can regulate my emotions in stressful situations. Next one, I avoid unhealthy coping mechanisms such as substance abuse or social withdrawal. Next, I take time to reflect on my emotions before reacting. Lastly, empathy and social awareness. I am aware of other people's emotions. I can accurately perceive how others are feeling in social interactions. Next, I respond to others' emotions when making decisions or communicating. I can manage interpersonal conflicts by considering both my emotions and those of others. Okay? Now, for every criteria, just go ahead and add and see which one has the lowest, okay, and which one has the highest. And you can go ahead and reflect. How can you work on them? Say your lowest, say, you have 1/5 on expressing emotions. Okay. So, what are the things that you can do in order for you to improve expressing your emotions? Is it really like having conscious time blocking to communicate and connect with others? Okay. So now here are the different ways on how to improve our emotional awareness. Okay. So emotional awareness not only works personally, but it also works professionally. So you can do this exercise and you can ask yourself, what do you love about your career? What do you love about what you do? What do you love about your passion, about your hobbies? What motivates you? Okay. Next one is you can make use of the emotional mental models. When we say emotional mental models, these are prompt questions, that will really make you think. Like, for example, or will make you reflect. Like, for example, what would I tell the 8 years old me, or the 6 years old me, or the young me, the child me? What would I tell him or tell her? Okay. So these are different scenarios that you create to, have better understanding and have more emotional awareness. Another one is you can connect with an older version of you and ask for guidance. Like, what would the older you tell yourself? Okay. And then next one is recognizing emotional patterns. What happens with emotional patterns is that you have to witness, you have to be aware what are your triggers. Okay? Because emotional patterns are, again, usually rooted from our past. Okay? It could be rooted from our trauma, from our childhood experiences, and it was taught to you. It was ingrained in you. Okay? So, for example, you may have like a negative emotion of impatience or frustration or intolerance of waiting, right? So when you wait, how does it feel? Like, say, 1 minute you're waiting, or 5 minutes, or 30 minutes. Okay. How does that make you feel? If that frustrates you, then again you can go back to the different instances in your life when you felt the same. when you felt frustrated, when you felt impatient and intolerant of these situations in your life. And most likely, there will be times when they are the same. That's recognizing emotional patterns. Lastly, is label your feelings. When we say label your feelings, there are a lot of, there are a lot of different emotions that you can use to label. There are different words to label your feelings. And you can screenshot this one. You can take a photo of this one. This is the emotion wheel. Okay. So sometimes because of lack of vocabulary, yeah, that's actually related to that. The reason why we are feeling, people will usually use the word depressed, right? Oh, I'm depressed. Whereas, maybe you're feeling, frustrated. Maybe you're feeling mad, right? Maybe you're feeling distant. Okay. So instead of, saying, oh, I'm depressed, then you can use this emotion wheel to really label your emotion. What is it that you are really feeling? So, for example, you're feeling afraid or you're feeling fearful. Are you really feeling fearful? Is that fear or is that feelings of inferiority? Do you feel nervous or do you feel excited? Because sometimes, feeling nervous, frightened, fearful are actually similar to the feeling of being excited. So you can use this, emotion wheel to expand your emotion vocabulary. And it matters. It matters. We talk about how powerful words are. So instead of using, I'm anxious, right? Maybe you could use I'm nervous. Okay. And there's a big difference on that. Okay. So which will lead us to our exercise for this morning. Okay. So these are the different exercises, okay, that we can do. For the purpose of our meditation, what we will be doing is we will work on number 2. Okay, so let's try to do emotional awareness exercise number 2 or the emotional model. Okay, so whenever you're ready, can you go ahead, do a thumbs up if you're ready to do and move forward to our emotional awareness meditation. Awesome. So you know the drill. Go ahead. Find your most comfortable, beautiful space. Let's do a body check-in. Just do a gentle body scan, starting from the bottom of your feet, going up, up, up to your legs, up to your knees, and just notice any discomfort, any pain or tension that you feel in any part of your body, and recognize what feeling, what emotion is kept in this part of your body. Because when we don't process our emotions, when we keep them, when we hide them, when we suppress our emotions, we may not be aware of them, but our body is always aware. The body keeps track of these emotions. Go higher and higher. Up to your thighs, up to your hips. Go higher and higher. Notice any tension, any stuck emotion on your pelvic, going up to your gut, up to your heart and your lungs. Do you feel any joy? Where is the emotion coming from? Do you feel happiness? Do you feel glee? What is it that's in your space, that's in your body? Go ahead, scan your spine and your throat and your head. Just bring your awareness on the area of your body where you feel the emotion lies, and just go ahead and recognize, bring out to your awareness the emotion. What are you feeling? What is your organ? What is your body part feeling? And just notice it. And there's power with awareness. There's power with knowing. Now I want you to inhale and exhale. Now bring your awareness to your heart space. Notice your heart. Notice it beating. Just bring your awareness to your safe space. Go inside your heart space. And this is your happy space. This is your happy place. And this is your safe place too. Just look around you. What do you see? It could be indoor or outdoor. I just want you to just sit down gently, comfortably in your happy space. Now I want you to call in an older version of you, the wiser version of you in your safe space. And this wise version of you has emotional awareness, has emotion managing tools, can connect and relate to personal relationships, and contributes to the community, is aware of passion and mission and purpose. And this older version you has emotional awareness and emotional wisdom. Now I want you to go ahead and ask the older version you, the emotionally aware, emotionally wise you, to go ahead and ask, what, what emotion am I feeling right now? You can hear a word, you can hear a phrase. Whether it's positive or negative, if you feel a little bit distracted, it's okay. It's okay. Just pull yourself back to your safe space, back to the space with your wise self. And you can go ahead and ask, what tools can I work on? What tools can I use to manage my emotion? And you will hear an answer. You can go ahead and ask, how can I relate, connect, communicate, maintain personal relationships better? You will hear the answer. And lastly, you can go ahead and ask, what am I learning? What virtue, what value am I learning from emotional awareness? What value am I learning from managing my emotions, from relating to other people and connecting and building relationship? What value do I have to learn? What virtue are you teaching me? And you will hear a word or even feel it in your body. And you know that this is the learning, the lesson, the virtue that you have to learn. Now, I want you to witness that all these emotions, tools, and values, and lessons, and learnings that you have to learn or that you're learning are virtues and values and lessons that's already part of you. That's already in your system. That's already in your consciousness. It's already in your space of reality and life, in the here and now, in the present. And that you no longer have to hold on to unhealthy emotional tools, unhealthy emotional management, unhealthy relationship dynamics, unhealthy communication. You can go ahead and release it from your system because you already learned your lesson. You already have in the here and now the wisdom, intelligence, lessons, values, and virtues integrated in the here and now. Now you can go ahead and say thank you to the emotionally aware and wise you. Thank you for the answers. Thank you for the guidance. You can go ahead and inhale and release. Witness a golden rain from the heaven going down to earth, to your head, all over your body, bringing you to here and now. And just come back, come back. Gently blink, open your eyes. Welcome back. Hey, hey. Thank you so much for showing up to yourself, for yourself. Know that when you show up on our mindfulness, it's actually you showing up for yourself. Hey, I hope you learned something. I hope it was a beautiful, calming experience for you. And would love to see you again next week. Thank you, and I send you love.